I'm the kind of person that doesn't quit. Think about other areas of your life where you don't quit and where you figure things out. Step 1, essentially, is to choose to be resourceful. Make a choice about yourself that you are curious and you are scrappy and you're resourceful and you're humble and you're not afraid to get your hands dirty a little bit. And then above all else, commit to yourself that you won't quit when things get hard. Because that's not an if things get hard, it's a when they get hard. But you can do hard things. It's going to be so much more enjoyable to do when you have this figure it out mentality, just like your clients. Now, everything that you work through as you are charging towards your income goals and your business goals are exactly the same skills that your clients are going to need as they are charging towards their health goals. Okay? They need to have a figure it out mentality. They need to be curious. They need to be humble. They need to expect to fail sometimes. It's not always going to be linear and perfect. Our brains want this. Our brains want it to be very predictable, linear journey. Really, it's like this, just like for your clients, okay? So the more that you know this for yourself, the easier it is for you to facilitate that and to explain it to your clients and to give them that calm reassurance that nothing has gone wrong when everything has gone wrong. Isn't it so fun? It's so fun. All right, so step 2. Step 1 is all about your self-confidence and your self-concept as a business owner. Step 2 is actually getting into setting up the infrastructure of your business. I have an entire podcast episode on this. It's podcast episode number 5, all about branding and naming and financial decisions that you need to make. So definitely go listen to that if you want the full scoop on all of this, but I'm going to give you the briefish overview. Here's what you need to do. You need to have infrastructure in place to get paid legally. This is not a big deal. People make this way harder than it needs to be. Do not be one of them. Don't let this keep you stuck. Here's what you need. Business bank account that is separate from your personal bank account. Now, it would be the best case scenario if this is an actual business bank account tied to your actual business tax ID number in a legal entity that is separate from your personal finances. That would be fantastic. Do that. But at the very least, okay, have a separate bank account and credit card, however you set this up, from your personal, even if it's not a dedicated business account. Again, that would be ideal. That's not hard. We're going to talk about it in a second. Do that. But even if you don't, make sure that it is separate from your personal finances. I find a lot of people want to hide from their financials in their business and not know how much money they're making or losing or not making by just commingling it together with their personal accounts, because that makes it all a tangled web, and then they don't actually have to know if they're making money or losing money. Don't do that, okay? What gets measured gets improved. You want to make sure everything is separate. It's going to make it way easier for you at tax time, obviously, but also just mentally, you're going to feel like a business owner when you're treating your finances like they are separate from your personal. Super important. Now, you also need a way to take payments. People in the current world that we live in want to pay you online. Make sure that you have a way for them to do that. I sometimes have clients that say, well, maybe people pay me with checks. They send me a check. Fantastic. Please also have a way for them to pay online, like 99.9% of the world would like to do. So that's super simple. You are going to need to have a payment processor like Stripe or PayPal or both, where people can pay you online, and you are going to need to set up those accounts, usually with a legal tax ID number. If you're taking things through PayPal, through like personal PayPal, I would recommend it. Could you get started that way and just get some momentum and get going? Absolutely. And I'm always wanting you to err on the side of just getting going and then figuring out the details later if that's how your brain works. However, when you are a professional business and you are charging people for your services, which is what you are doing as a health and wellness business owner, you want to be able to take those payments professionally. So again, this leads us to the next point, which is set up a legal entity if you don't already have one. Most people think that this is way harder than it is. I will only speak to how this looks in the United States. It means making one phone call to your CPA or to whoever prepares your taxes and asking what structure based on your circumstances you should be filling out a form for and starting. Is that an LLC? Is it an S corporation? Is it a sole proprietor? Usually it'll be an LLC or an S corporation.